My name is Jacopo Bertotti. I'm 23 years old, and I won the one-on-one next fights. One-on-one is really important for me in general. When I was young, I used to play outside a lot. And outside, there's no referee, there's no coach. And a lot of times it would get really heated. And I remember a lot of times, one-on-one was the reason not to fight. So instead of fighting, you just play one-on-one, and who wins can talk, and the other one just has to shut up. I've always been the smallest guy on the court. I've always been not the heaviest, not the strongest. So I always used to have my smart ways, my smart tricks to just be able to defend bigger players once I started being aggressive and bumping me under the rim. I think, especially growing up, I was struggling with performing. And I remembered every time I went outside, I kind of remember what I really liked about basketball and just playing against people, especially if people got mad and they got frustrated because the way I played. Once you step in on that court, it felt like there were 4,000 people watching. Everybody was stuck to the sideline, yelling the opponent's name. Everybody's yelling at you, everybody's screaming. The vibe, the music, the people, and just the way basketball is being played there is actually everything a real hooper likes. Do you want me to go in depth? Like the fact that I didn't even have to be there. I heard there was one spot left because someone canceled last minute. So I told Shu, give me 20 minutes, I'll go up and down to my house to get my sneakers and play. Shu told me you have to play the qualification route, so instead of 3 games, if you win, you play 5. And I have to say I really underestimated the conditioning-wise and how tough it was to just be able to keep playing basketball. I was really hesitant to play because I knew that there was no halfway for me. If I had to play, I was only satisfied with winning, otherwise I would be just disappointing myself. So I knew that once I entered, I just had to go all the way. It sounds strange because there's a lot of people watching, there's cameras in your face, but it is actually you against you. If you win, you get celebrated. If you don't win, it's not that bad. If you just go hard, people will give you high fives, people will give you credit for just going hard. And at the end of the day, it's just 2 times 3 minutes of basketball. We're not gods. We know we can make mistakes, and you just go on. One of the things that really I kept on saying is, you know that once you go lay in that bed tonight, saying no to Shu because, oh, I have to play a World Cup, or no, this is not my type of game, this is not made for me. Knowing that laying in my bed, knowing that myself that I just didn't have the courage to take on the challenge would eat me up inside, so I just said, yeah, just play. Even that alone is motivation for me to play. Within the first minute, I noticed it was not like something else I played, because I was absolutely dead. In the first game, in the first minute, I couldn't even dribble well, I couldn't even shoot well, and everything is allowed. I know you can just get 3 or 4 shots in your face, get dunked on, and it's game over. And you're sitting there drinking your water bottle and what even happened? I know it can go quick. The first moment I really realized how big of an impact the dunk 3 points rule was when I made a layup and the other guy took the ball off the net really quick and went to the other side and he dunked the ball, and I looked up on the scoreboard and instead of 3-2, it was 5-2 for him. So I started to think, okay, now I have to focus up, this is a different game, and I just adjusted from there. I've always liked playing against the home crowd of the opponent, being able to disappoint everybody, the boos and the silence when I win. No, it's lovely, I love it. I think Jonathan is a really good player, but because of the fact that I didn't plan on playing that night, I didn't bring any friends, I didn't bring anybody to support me, and I saw that he was there with his girlfriend, a lot of people watching, teammates. So I saw a lot of people, I heard a lot of people screaming from the sideline, and it just motivated me even more. And he just goes all out. I know he's taller than me, he maybe is stronger than me, he's more athletic than me. He started dunking, he can shoot, so he was a really good opponent. But yeah, I took it personal because I felt like half of the gym was cheering for him. And I saw in his eyes that he was going to the final, he was going to get that money. And I went too, and I wanted to see him mad. After I gave him a high five, but I loved seeing him mad and screaming and just smashing the ball on the floor. That was, I would not say as much as the 2,500, but that was up there. I think me and Nemeo, knowing him from the last 10 years, he's been always supportive. He's been always a close friend of mine. He's really a good guy. who really wants to support me. He did it when I played 5-on-5, he did it when I played 3-on-3, and he just stayed 2 or 3 hours longer at the one-on-one next fight just to support me. Being there as my new teammate with his beautiful wife, cheering every time I score, giving me high fives and hugs when I win, it was an extra motivation, and it made me go harder. First of all, in basketball, but sports in general, respect is the biggest thing. And after this whole day, I always look back and I recognize how much respect there actually is. It's just the fact that there's no real ref around there, how physical you are, how much you actually don't care about the opponent and you want to destroy them to win. The same way goes 1 minute after the game, you shake hands, you give each other a high five. And for example, with me and Tano, or even with Sergio, they're really good friends of mine. And I just love being able to compete in that way, fighting and then being friends after.